Welcome back. Well, as we know, America's favorite food is pizza, but part of America cannot partake of that pizza because they have an allergy to gluten. We have a solution with Wildflower Bakery. I'm here with Kim, and Kim, I tell you what, this is an important solution, not only for those who can now eat pizza, but for pizzerias and for those who have restaurants. Now they can serve a solution and not leave anybody out. Tell us a little bit about your company.
My company is Wildflower Bakery. We manufacture strictly gluten-free dough products for the whole food or the wholesale industry. So everything that we do is a dough made to be finished off in-house and customized as our customers choose.
And the big thing about it is it tastes good. And that is the crucial point. There's a lot of things out there that do not taste good that try to pass themselves off as, this is a solution. But
Yeah.
you have really put your heart and soul into this, and you have a background that kind of lends an ear toward credibility as well. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Well, my journey began, I guess, first professionally. I focused on treating people with autoimmune diseases, adjunctive cancer treatments, and food sensitivities. And gluten was very much at the heart of that practice. As a nurse practitioner, though, I also became my patient, and a few years into that, about 12 years ago, my family and myself were all diagnosed as gluten intolerant. So
Wow.
it became very personal for me. So I suddenly understood what it was like to go into a restaurant like my clients were doing and not be able to enjoy pizza, not be able to order what everybody else at the table was ordering, not be able to pick into that little bread basket on the table along with
Wow.
my family and my group. So it became very personal.
So, born out of necessity, without giving any corporate secrets away, how did you end up with the taste good factor?
2 years of a lot of really bad pizza. We moved from California to Colorado back in 2011, and I decided to take the next 2 years and really make food better for my family and see how far I could take that. So we spent 2 years in strict research and development
Wow.
and did a lot of trial and error, and my family was very uh, helpful and brutally honest at times, and that really helped us create something that finally got to the point where it's like, okay, if we have chefs that can't tell it's gluten-free, we've got something.
That's an excellent judge. Now, right here in front of us, some of your product, very similar in the way we process it, but there are a few small differences.
Sure, there's a few nuances. So being gluten-free, there's no elasticity, so there's no bounce back factor that we have when we're working with wheat dough. And being gluten-free, we want to keep that product protected and understand how to manage it in a way that works on our line process, keeps it safe and protected, and lets us do all of the different things we like to do with dough. So it comes individually packaged. That's so it can be sitting around on various lines, and yet inside it's still ready to go.
And, we'll get into the myths about it later on, but the fact that earlier here we were just preparing regular
Yeah.
dough doesn't bother you at all.
No, no. There are a lot of myths out there with gluten-free. One of the myths is that you can't see it. You can totally see it. I'm looking at this table where, yes, we did prepare wheat dough just a few minutes ago. Gluten is something you can see. If you can see it, wipe it off. It's not something you can sterilize with Clorox water and bleach and whatnot. It's a very simple process. Wash your hands, wipe off your counter, and you're ready to go.
Wow. So that's simple. We're ready to go, and that's what we have right here in front of us.
So right here in front of us, this is a gluten-free flour that we put with all of our products so that you're ready to go from the minute you open the box up. It's got all the gluten-free dusting flour, which incidentally can also be used with wheat quite successfully if you choose to have a single flour on your line. But this is formulated as a modified version of what we use in our dough, and it makes the handling of gluten-free significantly easier.
Wow.
So
And now, what are you going to add to it?
this is our gluten-free dough ball, and if you smell, you can smell that wonderful yeast
Oh, yeah.
fermentation, right? So it's an authentic yeast-raised dough. It is stickier than a wheat dough. So we're going to deposit that here into the flour. And it's a very high hydration dough. But once we roll it in the flour, now we've got something much more handleable in terms of a gluten-free product that is yeast-raised. Put it down there, a little extra flour for pressing out. And then, unlike wheat, If we were to take this and try to spin it, it would fall apart. There's no elasticity, right?
Okay.
So we use our sheet, our baking sheet, as our gluten, I guess, if you will. So that we're going to prep everything on this lovely little sheet.
Okay.
It's never going to come in contact with this table, which is full of wheat flour right now, and we're going to be very careful with that. And we're just going to give it a little press out, keeping it away from the table surface. And it is ready to be topped and baked like a regular pizza.
So that's our gluten-free zone. We know it's safe. We can stick it in and cook it.
Gluten-free zone. We'll slide it right off of here onto a peel and slide it right into the oven.
That is amazing. Cooking time?
Cooking time should be approximately the same as a regular wheat dough, depending on how thick you're cooking your wheat dough. Maybe a couple extra seconds or two because it is high hydration, but really not much different.
So really, my takeaway from this is I can see gluten, clean the surface,
Yes.
and I do have a gluten-free zone the way you've set it up. And that means I'm not going to worry about cross-contamination. I'm going to be able to safely serve this gluten-free pizza.
You're going to be aware of cross-contamination. It is always a risk. So in the ideal scenario, we would have taken and wiped this off. We're just doing this for demonstration purposes, and I would feel completely comfortable as a gluten intolerant person eating this pizza prepared as it was in a restaurant environment. Quick little wipe of your surface. The rule, the motto is that we use is if you can see it, fix it.
Okay.
Simple as that.
So from here, they always say the proof is in the pudding. This would be the proof is in the pizza, and we can fix this with however we want. We can put our tomatoes and basil, and we're ready to go.
You're ready to go. No different.
Well, with that said, Kim, right now, I know you have to have the attention. All of our viewers out there. One, people who have those gluten intolerances. And two, pizzeria owners that now can serve a solution to everybody that walks into their restaurant. Or for Fire Within owners, now they can offer that solution to anybody who walks up to their business. With that said, what's the best way for them to learn more about Wildflower Bakery?
I think the best way is to either visit our website at wildflowerbakery.biz, not .com, it's .biz, that is
Okay.
a little bit different, or give us a call because we answer the phones all the time. Everybody in our staff is gluten intolerant and works with our chefs, so we can help and answer any questions you may have.
Now, Kim, I have to believe there's other applications as well.
Oh, that would be true. So if you think of anything that you would normally do with a wheat dough, you should be able to do with a Wildflower gluten-free dough. We do everything from pizzas to strombolis, calzones, cinnamon rolls. We manufacture cookie doughs that can be customized based on the seasons, based on what your particular restaurant wants to incorporate. We do sandwich rolls. We can do hamburger buns, focaccia. The list goes on because that's what wheat dough does.
It does indeed, and you got my taste buds fired up. Kim, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.